What do you admire most about Gloria Bell?
I guess her resilience and the fact that she's always willing to connect with others in a very genuine way. I like that from her. Even though the world can hit her back, she's always willing to, stand up.
She's like one of those punching bags that always,
the
weighted ones.
She's very stubborn.
Would you call it stubborn, or would you call it optimistic?
No, I think she's an optimistic character. I mean, I think she's a very vital character. She really loves life, and of course I admire that. Yeah.
Logistically or emotionally, what was the most challenging scene?
Well, logistically, the revenge paintball scene is a hard one, even though it feels very, very, kind of effortless. To coordinate all those things, the shots and the coming out of the family and then panning back to the car in just one shot, it wasn't easy at all. And the last shot of the film, which is also a 4 minutes long one shot, the final dance, it wasn't easy as well. And then emotionally, well, I would say one of the hardest scenes to shot was the big birthday party sequence, because we have if I'm not wrong, 7 characters talking on top of each other and everyone with their own agenda. So it's tons of subtext and backstories kind of popping up at the same time, and it's really hard to coordinate all that chaos and try to turn it into some kind of harmony.
What do you think for you, intrinsically or internally, has changed the most since you revisited this material?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I hope I have matured. I don't know. I mean, I made 2 films in the meantime.
Right.
I made Fantastic Woman and Disobedience, and I guess that left me somewhere else as a filmmaker and therefore as a person, because with each film you change. So I make films because I want to be modified by them. I want to learn from them, and I want them to leave me in a new place, at a personal level, at a professional level, etc. So I was somewhere else when I made the new version, and I guess you can feel that. I don't know, in the energy of the film, in the color palette, in the way, in the camera style, in the language.
Were there any challenges that you faced on the first one that suddenly reared their head on this one? You're like, no, I know how to solve this now, because I did this one.
Well, I thought that could have been the case, but no, because, the locations change and everything. It's not like reproducing something. You have to create it again. And it might seem that everything was naturally kind of recaptured, if you know what I'm trying to say, reconstructed, but it was a lot of effort.
How do you express frustration in your interpersonal relationships?
I don't know. I don't explode like Gloria, I mean, unless it's really necessary.
Are you more of a sit and simmer type, or do you just kind of let things roll?
No, I mean, if we talk about, filmmaking, I hate tense sets. So I like to, work in a relaxed environment. So making a film is kind of dealing with frustration minute after minute. So you have to learn to understand that that's part of the fabric of making a film, so you better find ways for that not to become your enemy and to use it as even as an asset.
What connects you to these female-driven stories?
I like them. I like the characters, and I feel connected to them, and I feel on their side, and I find them fascinating to film. And I could pretend that everything is more articulated and planned, but it's coming from a place of following an intuition and something that moves you. And there's something very moving about these last films I've made for me. You know, like they have the capacity for me to say, okay, I will commit 2 years or 3 years of my life to this story because I just love the character so much that I will, kill for them.
See, that's a form of frustration. No.
It is.
How do you define personal success now, and how has that changed from maybe earlier in your life or career?
Success, it's a tricky word. I mean, it's a tricky thing because I think failure and success are two things that you have to recover quickly from. You know what I mean? Like, it's very dangerous when people identify with success too much because they tend to think that they are that, and you are not that. You know, you're something else. And even if you fail, you're not that failure. That's part of the process, but that's not you. You know, it's just an episode in your evolution. So I owe as much to the moments in my career when things haven't been so easy, to like I do to the moments where things have really worked out.
This is changing gears a little bit. Growing up, who's your favorite fictional character?
Growing up, as a boy, as a child, well, I was really obsessed with Elliot, the boy from E.T. Because I thought I was him.
Oh. What is one thing you wish you had more time for?
Be with the people I love. Spend more time with them.
All right, my last question is, what inspires you?
Well, you never know where inspiration will come from. I would say life.
Okay.
That contains so many things, like cinema, like music, like people, you know, like, so, yeah, but being alive.
Well, thank you so much. Congrats on the film.
Thank you.